Honorable, we've seen that where we are now, government is about to start. They've chose ministers, opposition have shown those who will lead them. But the biggest challenge we're having as a country right now is COVID-19, whereby most of the people are stuck. What can you say about the situation around the country and how the administration of the country has handled the situation around?
Okay, thank you. My name is Anthony Esenu. I'm the Member of Parliament for Kapelebyong County in the Kapelebyong District. To comment on those 2 points you've mentioned, one is that I think both sides of the House, the government side and the opposition side, have tried their best to bring out what they consider are their best members who could stand in the offices of the various ministries. And so this opportunity for the government to showcase its best credentials going forward. And my hope is that the president, with his experience of being a leader of government, should be able to pick the best brains with the best information that he has before him. Of course, there are concerns, complaints, and anxieties. I think that's part of the normal process, that all of us have expectations.
As someone from Kapelebyong, are you satisfied with the allocation of ministerial posts, mostly from your region?
I think my region has been well represented. I'm not going to complain about that, because we've got a vice president, we've got a deputy speaker of the house, we have a full minister, got about like 4 ministers of state. I don't think it would be wise for us to complain from TESO. I think the president and the party have appreciated the TESO's contribution to this party's government's winning and being office.
One of the challenges that is found in TESO region is because being a TESO region, being a region with the hilly areas, that the people you have, most of the roads are in very bad conditions.
Yes.
And in most cases, farmers face challenges, those who are there. What do you think mostly ministries that are concerned about, like agriculture ministry, they should do in order to help people from such areas?
I think for the issue of the TESO roads, the problem has been the issue of flooding, seasonal perpetual flooding, which has affected the roads which are there. And I suspect, in my estimation, that government's decision to appoint Honorable Musa Icheru as a Minister of State for Works is an attempt by the government to ask someone from within the region to come up with solutions to help address this perpetual problem. Now, as to whether this is going to happen, we are yet to see. Now, for the side of agriculture, there is a need of a concerted effort to address the question of flooding. Now, that can be in form of dams, can be in form of valley tanks, can be in form of drainage during the excess periods of water. So there are all options available for government to use this opportunity to curb the flooding, but also retain some water which can be used for production in the long dry season in the desert region.
In the situation you're having right now, we're seeing that COVID-19 has taken over most of the things. Most people are not traveling, have been stopped from traveling. What is the situation in your area? And anyway, if someone gets sick from there, where do they get a medical attention?
Okay, first of all, the COVID problem is, I think it's a problem we all face globally. I don't think there's any one country which has the best foreknowledge on how to handle COVID. We are all learning on the job. Some people are better in learning quickly and adopting and doing better. Others are much more slower. Now, Uganda already had a very poor health infrastructure, which was already in very bad shape before the COVID era came in. Hospitals are not adequately distributed. The staffing is very weak. Equipment is in very bad shape. And of course, corruption in the system has made it even. What little is there put by government is, being proliferated across the corner. So it's been, this COVID, I think, has come to find our system of healthcare at the verge of collapse. And so my people definitely are in a very bad shape. We don't have a hospital in Kapelebyong. The nearest is about like 70 kilometers away. The best we have is an health facility, which until just a few weeks ago didn't even have a blood bank, didn't have a cold storage for anything. And so there is no power, there is no running
ambulances.
water. There is one old ambulance, which is supposed to serve like about like 11 sub-counties. Now you can imagine over about like a radius of 75 kilometers. How can that be helped with bad roads which can't be accessed?
As leaders, what have you done to see that? Because with all those challenges you've mentioned, and COVID is existing, as leaders, what have you done to protect those people? Because if one ambulance is working 17 sub-counties
yes.
and it's very old,
Yes.
that means that if someone is in critical conditions,
Mm.
the chances of survival is less. But as leaders, after knowing that this pandemic has happened, what have you done for the people?
The timing right now for deliveries, for us, I'm a new MP. I've not been in Parliament since, and part of my campaign slogan and focus was to address the issue of health, education, road infrastructure, and poverty reduction in my area. We have just been sworn in. We're still getting ministers in place. We're still getting all officers in place, committees. It is difficult to start doing anything at this moment before the infrastructure for delivery of services is in place. So we have come up with some plans which we want to be able to execute once they are the right people in offices. Because any means we go to say, no, we are waiting for a minister, we're waiting for X, Y, and Z. So we can't do anything for now. So for now, we're just saying, let's give this moment the next 1 or 2 weeks until all these officers are in place. Then we shall begin to go from ministry to ministry and say, this is our problem. We expect to do A, B, C, D, given the mandate we have been given to the new government.
Thank you very much.
Yes.